Hello, everyone. Let me start us off with the word of prayer. Dear Lord, I thank you for this time that we could come together, and I just pray you'd use my testimony to just shine the light on you, Lord, and just show your greatness, Lord. So, like many of you, I grew up in a Christian home. I was homeschooled with Christian curriculum. Overall, I was blessed with plenty of exposure to the gospel. However, starting the end of my freshman year, multiple things hit me at once. Home life became more turbulent due to some struggles I was having with family conflict, and I lost a few of my close friends, as well as our church closed down due to COVID. Though I did eventually start going back to church, it only made me feel more alone. I struggled to connect with people, and every time I spoke, I felt like I was being judged. I had very little Christian community at this time, and I stopped spending time in prayer and in the Word. I fell into pornography and masturbation, and the truths that seemed so clear to me, I started to lose sight of. I doubted that God was loving. I doubted that I was saved, and I even doubted that God even existed at all. I was completely unanchored. All my doubts and false beliefs were allowed to run rampant. I was miserable, and I often hated life at that point. That's pretty much how things went on until the summer of 22. That summer, I went to Hidden Acres Christian Camp, and in my cabin, I just saw a lot of really cool guys, and they loved the Lord, and that had an impact on me. They were so open and vulnerable. They shared their struggles in tie-down time. On the second night, our counselor, he shared his testimony and how he struggled finding his identity in worldly things. After that, he gave us a pen and paper and asked if we wanted to write down what we viewed as our identity and some of the things we struggle with, so that he could meet us where we were at that week of camp. Everyone else wrote something down and gave it to him, except for me. It's not that I didn't have anything to write. I was practically overflowing with just guilt and confusion at that time. But I was just too afraid for him to know that I was struggling and that I needed help. And it weighed on me the rest of the week. When I got home, the feeling wouldn't leave me. My pride and refusal to ask for help was at war with the Lord calling me to repent. But finally, I repented. I decided to come clean about my struggle with porn and the doubts I had about the Bible with one of my youth leaders. Rather than judgment, he helped me to repent and turn to the Lord. I felt at home in our church for the first time in a long time. But before I knew it, it was time to leave that new home and head off to college. It was something I'd been dreading for a while, but luckily the Lord was faithful again. He gave me an amazing roommate who was always intentional about having deep conversations and sensing out the root of the issue, even if I wasn't keen to share. Shout out, Ian. And he gave me an amazing new group of believers here at Stonebrook. Thank you all.